It wasn't, these, 1 to 50, this is how it was arranged, and they've been specifically arranged to be put on this wall here. But yeah, they came in. Okay, so it was the same time that Osaka exhibition was happening in Japan, so was the construction of the Beehive was underway. So the Beehive was constructed from 1969 to 1981 under the guidance of the architect Sir Basil Spence, very famous architect, originally from England. And he was approached to kind of be asked his opinion on a couple of options that we were looking for going forward in New Zealand's Parliament. So Parliament House, that middle building there, is still an incomplete building. To this day, it was never built to its original design. It was meant to have an entire left wing to it and a dome on top. That's why that step. And this slide you see now is still on the wall up here. So this is the art that I'm trying to accentuate by saying we had that brown carpet covering the floor at the time. In this photo you can kind of see it, more just the lack of light.
Just really see. That's the way the building was itself.
Is very unique. So there was 13 of these coronation vases made. One was given to the Queen herself, 4 to the British Isles, and the rest to the Commonwealth countries of the entire history. After Richard said we moved into having Prime Ministers in New Zealand. If we use, this is once again part of that working collection in our Parliament. However, these ones, as opposed to the Speaker's mace, only get used about once every 3 years for that opening ceremony where they're welcomed in, they do their speech from the throne, and ultimately create the new Parliament for the following 3 years. Looking through here, I mean, for those of you that looked onto the
No, it's Stephen. Who's Stephen? Was he the one that
the Parliament House was an income. So up in the top left here is the original proposed design of the Parliament buildings. The Parliament buildings was actually designed through competitions. They ran a in New Zealand. So the artist reached out to over 100 different communities and asked them to create their own ribbon to be displayed on this. It's still completely unique to those different places and those different communities in New Zealand as well. It's like an easy example. I'd say about 90% of the art tours down this corridor here. It's absolutely cool. I'll take us just down and back up to look a lot of the pieces. Piece on the interior. So as I mentioned, well, actually just before we continue, select committee rooms. So select committee is part of that built-to-law process where the public's invited in to have their say on the form. 3 more first, so just Georgina Vaya, first transgender member of our Parliament, first Pacific, and then first Asian. Pictures of every single female member of Parliament we've had in New Zealand's history entirely. And we have 4 was on some first women kind of more.
I think it's 2. Oh, yeah, 2 Pacific Islands. Okay.
And is of Trinidad Bear or Gallipoli. The First World War, it's different kind of, what are they called? Like folk tales or fables from different regions in New Zealand. That refurbishment was strengthening. This was the members' lounge, so they had billiard tables all around the room, they drank whiskey, they smoked cigarettes in the space. Really So those aren't just ornate, those are part of the ventilation systems and heating. And opposite or more specific to like the speaker's assistant? Ooh, very cool. So you would have sat, I'm not sure if that chair was always there. Yeah, the one with the little fold out tray, yeah. Okay. Well, welcome to the debating chamber. So this kind of ties every single thing we've spoken about on the tour all together in one, its relation to Parliament. So kind of some. Just sticking with that top banister, as I said, after the first 2 things, So on the 100-year anniversary of women's suffrage, we also put up those camellias.